Something is hunting American cities one by one right now tonight as you are watching this video. And not the single scientist, soldier, or government officials on this earth can tell you what it is. Because nobody who's seen it up close, survived it, describe it. This is the story they don't want you to know. You know, it started October 14th. Denver, Colorado. A Wednesday night, nothing unusual. People watching TV, kids doing homework, couples grabbing late dinner downtown. Normally, completely beautifully normal. Until every light in 6 square block went out of exactly 11:47 p.m. And then a silence, followed by screaming that witnesses 10 blocks away described as not humans. Now I know that the news told you. Structural emergency, gas leak. Give me a break. When have you ever heard of a gas leak that makes 847 people disappear without a single body being found? That's what happened in Denver. 847 people, zero bodies, and the government called it a structural collapse event. And but here's what they didn't put on the news because they couldn't explain it. 12 people got out of those 6 blocks alive. 12 out of 847, and every single one of them said the same thing when paramedics found them. They said, "It was looking right at me and it let me go." Why those 12? Why did it want? Stay with me. And we know Denver falls at that day. Marcus Webb, 34 years old, construction worker, was driving home on 170 where his truck just died mid-highway. He got out of the check that engine, slowed down, and that's when he saw it crossing the overpass above him. He described it later to the investigators. He said it was an amazing creature. He said it was, and I am reading his exact words, shaping like nothing, like God starting making something and changed his mind half through. And it moved on 4 limbs, fast, impossibly fast, something that size. He said the legs bent backward, not like an animal, like something wearing an animal as a costume that didn't quite fit. Marcus Webb is one of the 12 survivors. He asked reporters not to photograph his face. He said, "I don't want to recognize me. If it come back." He sleeps with every light in his house on now, every single night. And while Marcus is sleeping with the lights on, government is issuing press releases about structural integrity. I want you to sit with that for a second. I want you to really sit with that. They're 3 days after Denver, Atlanta, Georgia, same pattern. Power cut at 11:51 p.m., almost exact the same time. Something moved through Buckhead on the Atlanta's most populated neighborhoods and left behind what investigators described a negative space. That's the actual term. Negative space. The buildings weren't destroyed, they were subtraced, like something had simply unwritten them from reality. That's the time someone got footage. 17 seconds on a dying phone battery, and in those 17 seconds, between two skyscrapers on Parachute Road, you can see a shape moving. I have watched the video close to 100 times. I have zoomed in. I have slowed it down, and I genuinely cannot tell you what I am looking at. It doesn't match any animal. It doesn't match anything in any scientific database on Earth. It doesn't even move that way things are supposed to move. It's not a thing, it's not an animal. Okay, I need you to stop scrolling, stop whether else you're doing, because what I am telling you is this is the part that broke me when I found out the creature is not random, it is not wandering, it is in his list, a specific order, city by city. We cross reference the pattern, we did the math, and we know which city it's hitting next. And if you live in the city, you need to hear the rest of this video right now. Keep watching because the next part changes everything. That I mean that a source, I'm protecting their identity because I'm actually want them to keep breathing. Leaked a classified geographical survey 4 days ago, conducted beneath the Rocky Mountains in 2019, miles deep. They found cave systems nobody knew existed. and inside those cave systems, cave paintings dated at 40,000 years old before any known human civilization lived in that region. And in those paintings, a figure, a creature, four limbs, four legs, and bent the wrong way. The same creature Marcus Webb saw on the overpass in Denver. And 40,000 years, this thing has been here for 40,000 years. This isn't an invasion. This isn't a something from another world. This is its home. We built our cities on top of the territory. We paved over its hunting grounds, and now it's waking up. You need to care about yourself. But here's the twist number two, and this one I was not prepared for. The 12 survivors from Denver, the 9 from Atlanta, every single one interviewed independently, no contact with each other, reported hearing something before the creature appeared. No, not roaring, not growling, music ancient, low, like something vibrating under the earth. And there are there are there are three of them said they walked towards it and they couldn't stop themselves. Their legs just moved towards the sound, towards it. Scientists are calling it infrasonic compulsion. I'm calling it what it actually is. The creature is showing. It picks who it takes and who it lets walk away. And the question that haunts me every night, what does it want from the ones it lets go? I'm just crying. I need to tell you about Sandra Reyes, 28 years old, year nurse, Denver. She called her mom from inside the 6 block zone at 2:14 a.m. 3-minute voicemail. Sandra said she could hear it moving between buildings nearby. She could feel the vibration through the ground under her feet. And then she said, Mom, I'm so big. It's so big. And I think it sees me. I think it's deciding. She said, Tell Danny. And finally, she died. Thank you. For next part, you need to wait. And till now, subscribe and opinion in the comment box. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching my video. Goodbye.